All right, umoya ulight, umoya ubright. Okay, guys. So my name is Nziki Mazwai, and this is the segment called Uncovering the Story. And this is where we just check out some interesting stories that are developing in South Africa, some controversial ones, some stories that can teach us stuff about the country. So this morning I went to the LPC versus Mpofu trial. Well, it was behind closed doors, so I wasn't quite in there, but I was there outside with the other journalists. And I think I want to unpack what the hell is going on there. So, I mean, if you've been following, I did stream live and we spoke to the Black People's Voice chairperson. We spoke to Advocate Mpofu. We spoke to some MK commanders. So you should be up to date. But if you haven't watched them, then what is happening is that the LPC, which is the Legal Practitioners Council of South Africa, has laid some charges against Mpofu, and 3 of them fell away yesterday. So this morning they were going to go now for the first hearing, which now has been postponed. So I just want to talk about, the thing about the system, right, is that it's not a person. So you can't point to someone and say, this person is doing that. But the system has got a way of dealing with the outspoken Black. And the system uses the judiciary to deal with that Black. And it's tricky because it's very expensive, the system, and it goes according to who can afford or who has got power. So it's not quite a justice system. So the LPC would be this body that looks out to make sure that lawyers are behaving and stuff, and wants to they check with because I guess lawyers have got licenses and stuff. So the LPC can take away a license if they don't like how you're moving. If it's supposed to be if it's unethical, and obviously, but the problem is that it seems to work for some and it doesn't work for others. So, I learned quite a bit, and it just made me realize that we're actually pretty damn screwed in this country. And I don't know what we're going to do about it, but we're fucked. And it's so funny because as much as I thought some of the things that Advocate Mpofu said were freaking hardcore, they were hardcore. But at the same time, I know that the system is weaponizing that hardcoreness against him for the wrong reasons. So yeah, I'm hoping you've checked out the other videos because, to put it into context so you can understand. But what I thought was also quite amazing is that now Black professionals are starting to come together and realizing that if they get you alone, they can break you. But if we are united, then it's harder to, So it's an interesting learning curve for Black professionals. And how do we protect each other as Black people? Because we know that the system is against us, right? So how do we protect ourselves from the system that keeps messing with us and messing with our livelihood using the court systems? I was thinking, I'm sure that the Mpofu team put in money, it takes money for you, and then they get there and then your case is postponed. It's wild. It's wild. And these are not small monies, right? But anyways, isn't it amazing? Because I'd really love to sit with him also to just unpack his trajectory in SA legal threat. Because I remember when he was a media darling, and that was the time when he was in the case against Jacob Zuma. And I find it how amazing how the system like works with the media and the judiciary and the NGOs. You know, it's just wild. Like once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, I mean, when you listen to the interviews even, you know, the media, it's just like Abelung are all working together against us, and it is and allowing things to happen to us. So, I mean, yeah, I think that an injury to one is an injury to all. And I think that if Black people don't learn how to unite, we are going to go straight back to apartheid. Do not pass go, do not pick up 200 rand. Straight to. And I want us to remember how ruthless white rule is, right? Because at least when it's black rule, we have humanized white people. So they're still human. But a lot of white people haven't humanized black people. It's like a subhuman. There's just no human feeling towards the black body. So if somebody like that is going to be your leader, like, good luck to us. And wow, guys, may our souls rest in peace. I just feel like we're just going down the wrong path. So it becomes obvious that the system is just dealing with Advocate Mpofu and distracting him from working with the MK staff, because MK is really sharp in with the court system, because Dali's also there and all of Dali's friends are there. So MK, well, the powers that be, the system, has noticed that they have to strike the shepherd because they're thinking that the sheep will scatter. But yeah, so I don't know. I've got an interview for you here, and you guys can check it out and decide for yourselves what you feel is going on. But this thing of the balloons using the justice system to abuse their power because they own the economy, I'm wondering when are you guys going to be ready for it to stop? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And the wasted resources, state resources, it's just wild, man. It's wild. And then when you hear the interview with Advocate Mpofu, please go to it. You'll hear about how this never happens to white professionals, legal professionals. They don't get threatened with their licenses removed. Nothing happens to them. So it seems as if this justice system is just made to deal with a few of us ungovernable ones. So let me let you watch what happened outside the LPC. We got a few words with Advocate Mpofu. Have a fantastic, fantastic day.
It's not the first time, you know. I don't know, some of the people will be old enough to know that it's not the first time that progressive lawyers and progressive professionals are harassed. It happens all the time. It happened even in the 60s with advocates, Bram Fisher, other lawyers like Mklenge and Victoria Mklenge were even killed. Former President Nelson Mandela were even killed. Well, exactly. And Oliver Tambo. Those were. So we are the fortunate ones. Griffith Mklenge and Victoria Mklenge were actually killed. Their children are orphaned now, simply because the system did not like the kind of law they were practicing. The system did not like the kind of clients they were representing, and they actually brutally murdered them. So this kind of circus is nothing really compared to what some of the people have suffered. So we'd like to send a word of encouragement to other black professionals that you will be harassed. I mean, there are many examples. There's Advocate Mpofu here, there's Judge Sope, Brian Mulif, the list is endless. So I'm glad that, I'm particularly glad that this organization called Black People's Voice.
You're facing serious charges, some of it impugning on people's characters. They are defamatory of nature, some even linked to sexual innuendo commentary that apparently you have made. Don't you think that's very serious and needs to be tested within the bounds of the law?
No, that would be serious if it was charges. I've just told you those charges you are talking about have been dropped. So which sexual innuendo are you referring to?
Well, whether it's dropped or not, it's hanging.
Oh,
yes.
It's hanging where?
It's hanging in the public balance. It's out there.
Well, I'm sure there's one. There can only be one option. It's either hanging or dropped. So it can be both. Yeah.
So either way, what do you make of these charges?
I've told you what I make of it. They are ridiculous, ludicrous, senseless, and laughable. That's why they've been dropped. Yeah, because there's nothing to them. You can't, for example, say a lawyer is charged for discrediting a witness. That's what lawyers do. Any first-year law student will tell you that that's what you are trained to do. So it was just totally nonsensical. And now they tell us that Chief Justice Maya and Professor Tulima Donsela have said they want nothing to do with this. How did they do the charges without talking to them? Because they are the ones who should be embarrassed. You should be asking them why they embarrass themselves like this, bringing charges and then being told by the people who are supposed to be complainants that take me out of that nonsensical charge.
Thank you so much.
So just your reaction on the postponement of the hearing?
No, fine. They can postpone it 100 times. Every time they bring it, we are going to be here until all these charges are gone. 3 are down already. We think the others will also follow suit. Because the idea is not to charge as such. The idea is just to harass me, to distract me from my work, or to scare me. I mean, it means they don't know me. If they think they can scare me now, 50 years after being involved in a deadly struggle, then they've got another thing coming. Let them come. They must bring it on. We're going to bring them down, and we'll kick the dog until the owner comes out.
Exactly. Aren't you eager to clear your name and finalize this matter?
Clear my name from what? They are clearing, they should clear their name. You should be asking them, how did they bring 3 charges and be told by the people who are supposed to be complainants that why are you bringing these charges on our behalf? Isn't it the other way around? Don't the police start by investigating, see if you have a complainant, and then you charge? I thought it was like that, yeah. So if anyone should be worried and embarrassed, it's them.
And the motive, what do you think is the motive for these charges?
Political, it's politically motivated. It's very clear. There's nothing else. They, these people are representing the ruling class, if you like. The people who are annoyed by the kind of law that I'm doing and the kind of clients that I represent. It's not even about me. And if they think that I'm going to be dissuaded by this, then they've got another thing coming. In fact, I'm going to do even more now. And so the more they do this, the more that we're going to, the merrier. Yeah. Because other people, as I've said, have gone through much worse. There were lawyers who were imprisoned. There were lawyers who were killed. So what is this? This is nothing. It's just, we just had coffee this morning. So why should I complain? I had coffee in Pretoria.
What happened? Sorry, Advocate Mpofu, what happened today, and what's the way forward?
Oh, the matter, well, they dropped 3 of the so-called charges, and then there was an organization called KSAC that wanted to sit in there because they are the ones who made the complaint, and they were kicked out. We objected to their presence, and they were kicked out of the hearing, which was just desserts for them. So it's postponed without a date.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll hear if and whenever they come with 5 days, 5 years, 500 years, we'll be here.
Let's do this.